Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. If you happen to notice this on my arm, by the way, don't be concerned. I just got out from seeing my doctor. They're just doing some basic blood work stuff. I just figured I'd point that out in case anybody notices it. They're like, oh my God, what's happening to Brandon? It's like, more or less fine. But anyway, folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I wear a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my Boom Clockwork Echo shirt. What the fuck is Clockwork Echo? And I've worn this shirt in a number of my reviews in the past. Clockwork Echo, they are a sort of electronica, synth, dark wave, industrial musical project. A little bit difficult to describe. They got a lot of things going on. But I ran into these fine folks last year in 2023, and it ended up being this really kind of cool thing because they were the opening band for another band that I was there to see, and I really liked their stuff, thought they were really nice, got some merch, good times. And then they ended up basically just traveling like with this act and like sort of various associated acts. So I ended up running into them 3 times last year. I liked them so much that not only did I get some merch, I took some video of their performances. So if you want to kind of check out what they're about, and their live stuff is definitely worth checking it out. Those videos are on my channel as well. If nothing else, I can point you in the direction of their music because I think they're pretty damn good, though you got to kind of be into that type of music. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, I just got out to see my doctor, and typically when I'm out this way, because it's not close, but it's not far. It's not I don't usually head this way. There's a place that I like to stop at, and I've been meaning to do a review for it. So, it's Boom! But what is this? This is Sesame Chicken from a local place called Ming Chef. They basically specialize in Asian cuisine. And when I say Asian cuisine, I don't just mean like Chinese food. They offer like Korean options. I think they have some Vietnamese stuff, some Thai stuff. They kind of do a little bit of everything. I've been to this place a few times in the past. I've never had their sesame chicken though. But I've kind of, as I've reviewed more like Chinese food places and Asian food places, Sesame Chicken's become my go-to. So I figure I'd start there with them. And they're a little bit more upscale, so it'll be interesting to see kind of how theirs compares to, some of the other ones I've had. Ooh, okay, that's some stuff. And I ran out of chopsticks, so I'm just doing it with a fork. But that's some big-ass chicken. Let go. Come to Brandon. Chicken. Let's try to get it and hopefully not spill it. It looks like this. Oh, God, it's hot. Ha, 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 ha. Okay. So warm. That is some next level sesame chicken. That is so good. By the way, I just want to mention real quick, because this is a local establishment, it's going to end up in my Eating Out Illinois playlist. That playlist is just for like Illinois establishments and stuff. That's where the other sesame chickens that I've reviewed have ended up. That's where this will end up. But yeah, no. It is, like I said, because this place is a little bit more upscale. They're, a little pricey. Not too bad, but a little bit. But man, can you taste the difference. Like, and I say that, the 2 other places I've tried, what was it? New China and Hunan Palace. Both of those, I liked their sesame chicken. I thought they were both good in their own ways. This is definitely elevated, though. It's a more delicate experience, The flavor isn't as punchy. It's more, it just kind of flows. And, like, man, that's really good. I haven't had sesame chicken this good in a long time, like years now. It's got that nice, kind of almost fruity taste to it. You know, a little bit sweet, a little bit savory, but just, again, very delicate. You know, it doesn't taste heavy. You're not tasting like any of the fryer oil or anything that they use to cook it. Like, it's just the flavor of the chicken, the breading, and the sauce. And that is phenomenal, man. That is absolutely. Chicken is nice and tender. It is flat out sumptuous. And I don't use that word very often. I should. It's a good word. Yeah, that is definitely, again, no offense to New China. Ambulance is going by. No offense to New China or Hunan Palace. I like both those spots a lot. And the fact of the matter is, I'm definitely going to be ordering more from them than I am from Ming Chef, just, again, location and stuff. But no, that is fantastic. Like I said, I really, I wasn't thinking about it because it's like I just figured, okay, I'll just get some sesame chicken. That'll be my like my flag bearer for when I review like a Chinese food or Asian food, and that is just like it occurred to me, yeah, this is a little bit more of an upscale place. Maybe it'll be a little bit different, but yeah, I mean it's worlds different. You can definitely taste that it's at that upper level. I mean, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? And the answer is yes and yes. I think in both instances, this is just fantastic. I think it has all the things that I want in a sesame chicken. It's very flavorful. It's obviously cooked really well. And it's just, but again, it's omitting those things that can be a little bit cumbersome about it as a dish at times. Again, just that heaviness. And, again, sometimes, you can kind of taste the fry oil and stuff. You're not getting any of that. It's very light. It's a very delicate flavor, but at the same time, it's still very flavorful. You're not losing out on that flavor. It's just that the flavor that you want is only the flavor that you're getting. And that's really nice. And if I'm recommending it, I mean, like I said, they have an incredible menu. I've never had anything I've disliked from them, but it's one of those things where, maybe you're not super familiar with different types of Asian cuisine, or, maybe, you're just like, maybe you're not like me, where you're not like, you just kind of want to stick to certain things. This, I think, is a great way to start if you're going there, because it's, something that I think a lot of people, here in America are familiar with as being, a kind of staple Chinese takeout item. But again, it's elevated. And I think that, if you're only used to the more standard American style Chinese takeout, you owe it to yourself to come to a place like this where, again, it's just brought up to that next level, and it's kind of like almost the best version of that dish. And so, yeah, I would absolutely. I think it's a dish that not only does it taste fantastic, but I think it's easy for people to jump into. Again, if you're not, if you look at like maybe the Korean stuff or whatever and you're not familiar, start with this, work your way up. And they have, like orange chicken and stuff like that too. So, but anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly delicious sesame chicken-tastic rest of your life, because man, that's some good sesame chicken. Like that makes I was already having a pretty decent day, but that definitely bumps it up a notch. Final 2 things, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you can do, folks. You can try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe maybe there is a spot, like, if you live around Ming Chef, I would go there. But maybe there's a spot that's somewhat similar to you, and maybe it's got kind of a mix of cuisines and stuff like that. Maybe you're a little bit intimidated. I will say this. Now, granted, for me, I obviously do this show anyway, but on top of that, like, even when I wasn't doing the show, I would still just love to go out and try new things. I will say this. There is absolutely nothing wrong with sticking to the things that you love. I've certainly done that with plenty of places. But at the same time, don't rob yourself of that potential experience, Because at the end of the day, you might like it, you might not. It's always going to be a roll of the dice. But, worst case scenario, I mean, maybe food poisoning or some shit, but hopefully that's not the case. Maybe you just don't like it. And, you can just give it to a friend or family member or whatever and, let them finish it off. You're out a few bucks. No one wants to waste money, but that's the thing. It's like and it's not for everybody. And I'm not trying to criticize anybody, but it's, man, just the amount of awesome stuff I've been able to try through not only doing this show, but just my own personal adventures. Like, I would have missed out on so much, So that's just me. Anyway.